I gotta send the live out. Good. I missed you guys. I'm almost finished with getting the crib together. I can't wait to show y'all how my house looks, show y'all how I'm living, and talk music. But this instrumental that you hear right here is the next song that we're working on. This is the beat to it. I love the beat. I'm so addicted to it, so I listen to it all day. Hold on. That'll be out soon. When that shit comes out, it's gonna be super, super lit. Was I on the balcony? So I got the balcony. So later on tonight, I should be able to go on the balcony and do some vibing and talking. Now, I also, I'm coming back with more to offer. So everybody's so used to me just doing my thing. I haven't really like picked a lane or an avenue of content that I want to just focus on. Live. Excuse me. Just stop right now. So I am going to be discussing a lot about the recorded music distribution revenue structure. My job is to enlighten artists and people, content creators, on how to successfully sustain yourself in music by way of profitability, of course. But the thing is that we know that there's a machine. But I'm going to explain everything. But what I'm doing is I'm divinely guided. If anybody was watching my video the other day when I talked about the guy who tried to kill me, like the video is out, but you got to have the link. So if you don't have the link, inbox me on IG, same name. I'll send you the link to the video. I'll put it out again, but this story has to be told in a more widely fashion. Okay, so I'm a master alchemist. All right. If you don't know what a master alchemist is, they're able to manipulate energy, right? But I can I can alter energy anywhere in the world, and I have proven fact. If you want to experience it, just hit me up on IG. But you should be able to experience it like this too. That's because that's how powerful I'm able to do it. Now, the my calling and my divine purpose is not just focusing on the recording music distribution revenue structure. It's about putting out healing music, peaceful music, music that is like conducive to our well-being, and it also it empowers women. It makes men look in a more respectable light. It's how we should be moving if you're moving by a divine nature, because I don't know if anybody think that you're just gonna not go to hell. But there is a divine force. I just happen to be a descendant of that divine source. And it's like when I'm like out with people, I'm just walking. So they be like, "Oh my God, your energy is so beautiful." And I'm like, you know what I mean? So I'll explain how it happened, because something happened that shouldn't happen, which is I didn't know black magic was real. You know what I mean? And I don't want to go into it a lot, but I had no idea that that shit was real. And I did. Well, I ain't gonna lie, because I've been in music, so that's bullshit. So the witches and warlock control music, and I've been talking about it a lot, but you don't never think about it happening to you. You know what I mean? And I knew that I was divinely protected, so I wasn't worried. Like, because I was walking in my divine purpose, I wasn't worried about, like, no weapon formed against me should prosper. I'm doing God's work. So God is not going to let nobody take my life. Like, it's just not going to happen. No matter what you try to do, like, you'll come after me with a knife and trip and fall and stab yourself in the neck. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I knew that I was on a divine path because I've been following my intuition for over a decade. I don't be fornicating. I don't be out here fucking niggas. I don't be sucking dick. I don't care, because that ain't what God want me to do. And I also will show you how to find God. I can prove to you that you can actually even experience knowing that He exists. I'm going to do that at the end of this video. So make sure you stay, because I'm going to show you how to find God. Okay, because I was supposed to wait and I'm supposed to do it on my YouTube channel. So God wants me to use my YouTube channel to let people know that, like, He loves you unconditionally. He'll forgive you eternally. So, like, you have eternity to get this shit right. So you can suck dick, but do whatever you want to do, but you're just not coming upstairs. Where the many mansions are, and you can drive spaceships and sit on, have a mansion on a cloud and stuff. You have all your desires and stuff like that. But you can stay down here. Now, remember, they were talking about like hell. All right, so everybody talks about hell being a lower place, right? Mind you, we are in a lower place. Plus, we're stuck here by gravity, which means that we fell off a cliff, we'll keep falling down. Have you ever thought about, like, sometimes you get that feeling like you're endlessly falling? Like, or even when, like, some people go to sleep, you feel like that sense of falling. All right, so I'm gonna break it down. So gravity. So what if gravity is something similar to or connected to hell, right? Because we stuck here. So if we're celestial beings and all this stuff, we just can't rise out of body and go back where we came from. Nope, you got to come back down here because you got to learn a lesson. Because people don't know how to act in spirit. That's the problem that happened. Why they end up having fallen angels, right? Because they was wilding up there, right? So now you're stuck down here, stuck glued to the floor through gravity. Damn. What a way to be a spirit and stuck in this body, right? Now, there's an ascension process, and everybody know about astral projecting and all that, and everybody knows that you can leave your body, you can travel the astral realms and everything like that. And we know how the music industry manipulates the system. But you know how, like, people think that they're really human. So when you see the music industry offering people and shit like that, right? Because it's sacrifices, and it's like that's how you cheat the game, right? But, like, so like this shit that's going on, like, in Palestine. Everybody's like, oh my God, look at all these children are being, like, the trauma to a human brain versus a spirit doesn't see it the same way, because the spirit is like, well, they're not really dead, and they're just playing Call of Duty, right, up in heaven. So they got these controllers. Someone got these controllers, and they playing from a low frequency, and they're doing crazy shit, but nobody dies. What experience we're supposed to get out of here? The appreciation of where we truly come from. Now, my divine purpose is tied around my ability to heal. I hugged the guy and watched his pupils change, and he came out of a psychosis. This wasn't something that I just was like, let me go do. And then, you know what? I was watching this shit yesterday. I've been watching shit sometimes. And they were like, oh, when the Antichrist comes back, he's going to be, that's going to be somebody who acts like the Christ-like, and that they would be performing miracles. I said, is that what they're trying to do, to, like, make people go against? But there are, like, false prophets, and they've been existing in the churches for how long? Oh, since the people in the church killed them. Jesus, right? Like, there's no way. I just, this shit don't make no sense. Okay, so the recorded music distribution revenue structure, if done correctly, and finding the marketing responses and techniques, because you got to spend money to make money, so you're going to need some kind of investments and stuff. But I can show people how to get money, how to sustain themselves by way of marketing responses. But I can include those that come from disadvantaged areas, like my artists that come from Nigeria, where they ain't got no electricity. Our shit is just, like, really bad out there where they at. But you see the type of music they make. How you ain't got electricity, but you happy? Okay, because the things that they don't have are, they don't worry about. They worry, the culture is different. But these people come from the tribes, that are original tribes of Israel, right? They're down here in Nigeria. So I have a master alchemist, two of them, who make music, and their music resonates at a certain frequency. And the music physically heals you. Like, it will heal you. This song is not even out yet. We got some adjusting to do on the volume, because his voice is a little bit too high coming in. So I want to, like, do a little bit more mastering of this track. These days, if I have to go regret, sometimes me I don't forget, sometimes me I don't forget.
Vanity, like okay, I believe me when I see that.
Hey, what's
My
that?
life, you know, regret. My life to the fullest. So I feel like God, let me take you away, far away. Give you everything you need. Don't shoot a star, and still be okay. You
Yeah,
are
yeah.
like
I'm gonna
the
talk about that in a
soul,
minute.
your paradise. Shawty, shawty, I like your body. Shake your booty for me. I'm gonna tell your mommy, love. Shawty, shawty, I like your body.
So, and nobody knows, like, from the African culture, because they do gyrate their body a certain way. It was for fertility. It was for to open up the sacral chakra. It was for blood stimulation throughout the body and stuff like that. This is way before they had a doctor's office to go to, and these people lived a long time. Now, they um the Christ consciousness comes through your sacral, between your sacral chakra and your anus. So there's an area between there. This is why you have to at least sustain yourself from any kind of sexual activity, at least for a short duration of time, so that you can get into that state. Because most of the people out here are functioning from their sacral chakra. The Jezebels, the incubuses, the succubuses. These are the people that be like, damn, she look good. I want to fuck this bitch because she got a big ass. Let me know how that work out for you. You know what I mean? And then wonder why some of these guys have lost so much of their inheritance and their legacies to these demons who prey on them. Hence, the mixed breed colors and stuff like that. They do that to steal and rob their inheritances. They've been doing it for a long time because God did not want the mixing of races, because you're mixing entities and you're mixing. Demons can only have babies by earth angels. How about that? So what does that tell you? They gravitate towards earth angels for that particular reason. And then you'll have a karmic kid. The karmic kid is the kid who, you know, overdose in the bathtub, or that ends up on drugs, driving a Porsche and crashing into a wall and dying. The karmic kid is the kid that overindulges, fornicates, or you say, oh, this is a mega star, but you see their kid, like Michael Jordan's son over there, snorting coke. And it does not mean color. Like, chosen does not equate to African American people. It's not that. But there is an original and favored. So to say there's chosen, because I talk to God, I got a direct connection. So I talk to him all the time. So the way he explained it to me was this: you got children of God. We're all children of God. You got a soul, you got a spirit, you're a child of God, right? So you have eternity to get your shit together to come to heaven. Eternity, because you're an immortal being, all right? Because you came from the ground. Some of us didn't come from the ground. Okay. So me, I didn't come from the ground. I came from the cosmos. Out when the universe was first created. My father said he said, I handpicked you. I went to the beginning of time and I pulled you out the cosmos. This is why you're different, and this is why your gift is different, and this is why, if I go to a tarot, right, I go to a tarot card reader, go, you know what, get any tarot card reader you want, right? Tell them, could you read the energy off of you? Anybody that's on my live right now, you probably either getting the chills, feel the Holy Ghost, or I can send it to you in a little bit. um I can send that energy out. How the fuck? My brother was making me mad. He made me mad. And I was like, see, look what happened, right? And like my body's resting. I said, you feel that? He got quiet. He's like, can I call you back? Because he got scared, right? But he can't explain to me since he's so into church. Then how the fuck am I doing that? And you're all the way in another place. I called my cousin because it was his birthday. He testified to this. He texted me because he was missing his wife. She had died a few years ago, right? So it was his birthday. So I called him up. Your cousin was good. You all right? I'm talking to him, and I said, listen, God is doing a lot of favors for people. You know what I mean? And I was like, he's going to allow your wife to today come and hold you and hug you. You're going to feel it. He said, oh, shit. How'd you do that? I was like, I said, you felt it? He's like, yeah, I feel it. He's in Philly. He's a whole state away. I was like, I got some kind of gift. that I had asked for it. But somebody tried to kill me. When they tried to kill me, I went to a dark night of the soul because it was like, I'm the sweetest, nicest person. I don't bother nobody. This guy chased me for 15 months. I have to be my friend. Know that my husband of 26 years died. So he was just there. So I felt like, oh, you've been there while I was at my worst, while I was healing, and as I started to recover. He just treated me like straight shit, like an option. He treated me like I wasn't who I am. But he don't realize that, like, he don't know me. And he was young. And he lied about his age and everything, like a whole bunch of manipulation and projection and stuff. But like as soon as I see it, I call it. Like I'm out chilling, I'm walking, and I called him an accident. And I'm videotaping him. I'm walking down the street, like, yo, I just thought this cat. I was walking down the street and shit, and he's like, oh, I don't want no girl who's partying and stuff like that. Like you might want to talk to somebody else. And I was like, who are you talking to? Like, why are you arguing with me? I don't argue with nobody. So I was like, I don't understand what your problem is or why you're upset. Because he was saying, like, I should read between the lines of what he was saying because he was asking me, was I going home? I'm not even in my car. Like, I jumped out of a cab. So, because the cab driver got weird. So, and look, cab drivers are getting weird on me and shit. So I was walking home down on the main street. So, um, he was like, oh, are you going? He's like, oh, you're going in the house? Are you going home? I was like, yeah, I'm going home. But he was trying to say like 1 o'clock in the morning, would I come see him? No, I don't want to come 1 o'clock in the morning and get in my car to go drive the fuck nobody. I don't give a fuck what kind of dick you got. I'm never gonna do no shit like that because I just don't move like that. And he was just thinking that whatever he's hot shit because he fine as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, he fine as fuck, but I don't care. Your looks can get you but so far. You're not a model, all right? And and for me, because I you know what I'm saying, I don't think I'm a bad woman. I bagged him, so I'm pretty sure I could go get another one. I was up north in Newark. This guy stands in front of me, and it's uncomfortable. But a lot of people gravitate towards me, so I shake his hand, right? Trying to be nice. If I shake his hand, maybe he'll beat it. I shake his hand. A guy stands behind him and says, "Oh, I guess he felt like, oh, maybe this is where I stand to shake her hand." So he stands behind him to shake my hand. Somebody else pull up behind him, and now I got a line of people standing there trying to shake my hand. And then the lady next to me, she was like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Are you a celebrity?" And I was like, "No, why y'all treat me like this?" But then I realized I am. I am so important to this world. I'm just glad that this little moment of the little bit of people here right now can understand that there's going to be something supernatural that goes on. That you are going to see that the only way that things like this can happen is through God. And if you know that the devil is real, because I know the devil is real, I know God is real. I've seen the devil before. And he comes in different relationships, the same devil. The alcoholic, womanizer, aggressive, timid guy that's intimidating to me because of their statue, the way they carry themselves. That I usually don't say shit and I just watch them kill themselves with liquor and drugs. And this guy told him the truth. I was like, yo, you need to stop drinking. I said, you need to heal your inner childhood wounds because I'm not about to put up with nobody's shit that's not treating me the right way. And I would tell him through time, like, I'm only here putting up with it because God told me to. Like, I didn't come to him because I want to. I wasn't even having sex for years. So he date this guy and this guy just treat me like shit. Yeah, it hurt. It was painful because nobody should be treated like that. Like you can't even be evil. But that's because there's entities that be. Because one day we was talking on the phone, he was like, "Oh yeah, I can fuck all day." I said, "That ain't normal." I said, "So if you can fuck all day, that's probably a demon. You think you can fuck all day?" I said, "But you probably shooting blanks anyway, so that's not you. That's a demon, dummy." Nothing says maybe I should stop having sex. I said, "Don't take off this motherfucking rubber." And matter of fact, I told him I was questioning whether I even wanted it again because it was uncomfortable. He wasn't inflicting pain on me. And I was like, I don't like that. This is not what I signed up for. I'm pretty sure I can get better than this. Like, you can't convince me, but I was just like, why is God making me put up with this? But I didn't know that when the shit was getting really disrespectful and he was cheating on me, I didn't know when to leave. I was waiting for the sign. Should I leave? And I was just really sad. And I felt my intuition. I texted him and said, I can't talk to you no more. God told me I can't talk to you. You know what happened? I told him before that. I said, I'm an earth angel. 8 people are dead for fucking with me. This is why I don't fuck with nobody. I don't have sex. I don't go out because I'm scared. Because I already know that I'm on a divine purpose. You can't come in the middle of somebody that's working for the Lord and give them a fucking problem. If you're not here to help me, then you shouldn't be here because you'll get karma. I get karma too. I got karma for not walking away and I should not have to rely on God or my intuition to tell me what I already knew because I was telling him, but I had to call him out and call him out. But when I got that sign, I was out of that bitch. I was like, I don't never want to be doing I never wanted to be able to do before that. Like I was done with relationships and sex because sex doesn't is not required for me. And but if I'm gonna get it, I want it. I don't want this bullshit I be getting. Like I be getting some bullshit like some they ain't it's like I don't want it anyway. We need to rise above the third dimension realm, which is, yes, the heart. All right. So I had unconditional love, right, for this dude. He couldn't do no wrong. I didn't care how many bitches he fucked. I didn't care what he did. It wouldn't have changed how I felt about him as far as in loving him and being there for him. The problem I have is when a motherfucker act like you ain't who you are. I'm the shit. I got way more than he wanna be me. I know about him sleeping with men. I know about him, messing with these young ass girls and stuff like that. I don't judge nobody. I'm not here for that. I'm an earth angel. He can't give me anything. I'm a natural healer. So all I wanted was for him to be living his truth. You know what I'm saying? And I would have celebrated that, but it would have gave me opportunity to decide. I don't want no nigga fucking no nigga. Nope. I said, but you got that incubus. So I told him, I said, you drinking, you get fucked up. You meeting these bitches on tag, but they're not bitches. They begging to suck dick. You gonna let them suck your dick. You're gonna stick it in any hole. Because that's how the incubus is. The succubus too. That's where you got a lot of like the bisexual shit going on and stuff like that. And just people just wanna stick it in a hole. Um, I don't know what's going on in somebody's brain to even think like that. But I broke up with him. Like I ain't talked to him for a whole week. When I did talk to him finally, he was sick. Like he was in. When I went to see him, he was like his anxiety was crazy. He looked crazy. He didn't even look like the same dude. Like he knew like he was losing the best thing he ever had. And we had intimacy, and that's when my soul. They were trying to do a soul swap, and a destiny swap, which they do some kind of ritual and do some kind of shit, and your soul leaves your body. Right? They start moving your soul. Your soul. My soul was moving on my body like this. It was jerking on my body. I thought it was because of the dick. I didn't know it was black magic. So and then so what he was trying to do was poison me, do the soul thing that he was doing through the sex magic. It was sex magic that he did it with, and they were using love spells on me and everything like that. And God was telling them, leave her alone, leave her alone. Don't touch on my anointing. You fucking with the wrong person. My ancestors was like, yo, I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all gonna leave them alone. Like, these people are warlocks and witches. They know. They travel through the astral realm all the time. They knew that I came with an abundance. They know who I was. But that man was my twin flame, and that girl was putting all kinds of illusions and spells and manipulation and shit like that, trying to alter his choice in women. And he thought it was best to go with the low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. Anywho. I didn't know that shit was something that, and then I found out that people do try to do that. But if you're not an anointed person, hence like the record industry, the people that end up dying are people that are not, of course, they're not the chosen. That's why they can sacrifice certain relatives and family members, and to them it's like a game. It's like, oh well, this is the sacrifice you make for the abundance, because and everything is gonna start coming out anyway, because the this is hence why the secret organization that this guy was involved in. This is not the first. This organization has been on my ass for a very long time, and I'm gonna show you guys a lot of shit. Like it ain't like I'm saying some shit like I'm blowing smoke up your ass. I can prove it. There's spaceships that follow me at night. I can show you later on tonight. Dead ass. I went to the store. It was like 4 a.m. I looked and seen the spaceship. Like I was at the driveway, and I'm just seeing it there. I was just like, oh shit. I've been seeing them for like a long time, so I don't. I went to the 7-Eleven down the street. I come out the store. This motherfucker was parked right like in the front. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, so it ain't that many cars. I'm like, yo, this bitch is right outside the store. People don't say shit. Y'all know it's got the green light and the blue light, flashing green and blue light. I got tons of pictures and shit like that too, and videos. I got a lot of shit. Everything I got receipts to show, and I have so much. But I come home, I'm looking to the left to see it following me. I was just like, so when the sky is clear, I hope I can really show you guys and stuff like that. But what my friends do, because my friends like they love this shit. So what my friends do is they'll come over my house and I have a huge balcony. So we'll sit on the balcony and they'll fly over my house now. They before they weren't doing that, but now I think they know that I'm a little bit more comfortable. So they're lower than they were before. And they did tell me that they're going to land within a year. So that's all I know is that whatever is up in the sky. And Kendrick Lamar talked about that. Remember he was talking about the stars falling from the sky? Those ain't stars because if they were stars, then why don't they show them from the spaceships up in the sky? The space stations. Why don't the space stations show any fucking stars? Think about that. All right, so when they tried to kill me, they broke. What happened was because I'm a descendant of the throne, it broke open the firmament, and angels came through the other side of the firmament. The day that I went into a dark night of the soul was the day that the plane shut down, the hospital shut down, all that. My whatever is going on is directly attached to my emotions. It was like you're like something like Mother Nature, or you're connected to Gaia and all this stuff. Well, I got somebody need to give me a crash course because I don't know what's going on. All I know is that I do have some gift. Monitoring spirit. They put a monitoring spirit on my grandson, my autistic grandson. Like, oh, let me tell you. Because I was pissed. My ancestors was pissed. My ancestors covered my house. Shit started hitting the fan, and they blocked everything from, you know what I mean? Because that was it. It was like enough is enough. Like we told you that leave her alone. Don't mess with her. She's doing our, God's work. She ain't bothering nobody. I ain't out here, malicious. I got good intention. I got pure heart. My heart is light as a fucking feather. Why would you fuck with somebody that's heart is light as a feather and just want to bring them down, stop me from doing what I'm doing, make me get confused, take my inheritance? Because when you're lowering my energy, you're sucking off of me, and then they're using my creativity. The girl was masking and copycatting my energy and acting like she was me. When, bitch, you can act like me, but you can't perform like me. It's one thing to act, it's another thing to actually do something. But no matter what the fuck they did, I still was doing my work. I still get shit done. And they couldn't figure out like how that shit did not work for me, because what God got for me, can't nobody come in between that. Can nobody take that? And if God is for me, who could be against me, right? Think about it. But I do know that my faith in God, even with the I can't even begin to tell you the fucked up life I've had, right? But I was like, oh, I'm just going through all this fucked up shit because if it don't kill me, it'll make me stronger. And this is what God is putting me through, because how do I become a better person if I don't experience the most worst, heinous, and evil? So this last guy who was a demon, he was the devil's child, basically handed me to my Father up in heaven, the Holy Father, on a silver platter. I came, I was in a dark fucking place. Everybody that sucked off me, asked me for shit, asked me, dumped their problems on me, all kinds of shit. Like, I was like, don't fucking call me with that shit. I cut everybody the fuck off. Kicked my daughter out. Everybody had to go. Everybody got, you're a leech, you gotta get out. Everybody go. Kicked everybody out of my life. I'm here by myself. By myself. I'm about to get through this shit. Fuck this. And you know what I mean? I had to do a lot of tears, a lot of fucking tears, because it was just like, how can it be people like that that's that evil out in the world? And then I'm here to shed light on that darkness. So while this guy is treating me like shit for no reason, and I just been nothing but kind and patient, respectful, focused on my career, doing the things I need to do. I'm not even had sex in years. The fuck is you coming over here? Had sex with me, tells me after he known me for 16 months before I even dated him. It's like 18 months before we slept together. He tells me after the first time we slept together, I was like, well, why you ain't hugging and kissing and like foreplay? Like that shit was weird. He said, oh, I'm not romantic. You wouldn't tell me that shit the last 18 months, that you don't kiss and you don't do all this. Why would you fuck me? You know that I ain't had sex in a long time, and I told you that I can't sleep around. So if I sleep with you, I said, you're the last man I'm going to be able to sleep with my whole life, because this is what God is putting me towards. I know that I don't go towards no man and sleep with no man unless God says that this is okay. So I know he's not going to say, don't keep going. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and then when somebody tries to take your life the way God sees it, and he sees it the same way in heaven, because we all do some fucked up shit while we're here. God said, if you forgive him, you give a blank slate. So you telling me, like, if you tell me to go back to him, I gotta go. I got a free will, so I don't have to listen to God. But if I don't, I'm not going to heaven. But if you kill somebody, you're gonna want to go to heaven. You're gonna want forgiveness. You're gonna want mercy. You're gonna want that, right? And when you forgive somebody, it's a blank slate. So it's not about, oh, you forgive them and you forget. You forgive them and that's it. There's no forgetting. You forgave them for whatever they did. You can move on. Now, the way you operate with them, you might operate from a place of love, but there's going to be boundaries. So I might not allow the situation to go to the point of, but it doesn't mean that I can't trust them or that I can't love them or, have a healthy relationship with them, because when you show them the glory of God and that goodness in you, automatically it triggers something in a negative person to now start to reflect. So they'll start trying to mirror you. When they try to mirror you, because they say, oh, I'm a fucked up person, but this person's treated me really nice. That, you start the, the your guides and your ancestors and your angels start beating you in the head. They'll be fucking you up over there, smacking you in the face, tearing your ass up, showing you signs, putting all kinds of shit in your head and stuff like that to make you see the error of your ways. And then you'll realize how a shitty person you was to somebody else, because that person didn't treat you no different than they would have treated you if you treated them well. And that's just what you do. Like I said, you know what? Vengeance is not mine. That's my father's. And it didn't matter if somebody knocked my teeth out, bite a hole in my face. I never, when this guy tried to kill me, I know I wasn't mad. I was like, when I think about it sometimes, it's just like really painful that he would. All right, I have to step out and step back in. Who's fighting because the collective is waking up. Oh yeah, DFAT. Yeah. Okay. Yes, and I can wake them up in the masses. That's what I did in July, because when I woke up, the people in my area thought they were dying. I had to go on Facebook and tell them that they weren't dying. It was just that I was hurting and going through something, but people can feel it. I was talking to him. I made him stop walking. I said, you can't move because God said he don't want you to move because he's talking. So that's why you can't move. I said, so let the guy finish talking. He couldn't move. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This shit is crazy. So if you're a tarot card reader now, DFAT, because you woke up a while ago. So, um, you understand that I don't know if you can do tarot or if you get messages. from the divine, but you know that there's someone here, right? That here, that person that's here, that's me. And I can't. So the tarot reader said, it doesn't matter how I feel about it or what kind of huge level of responsibility it is, because I have the ability to help and heal people on a global scale, that I have to do what I have to do, because this is going to help a lot of people, because it's going to wake up a lot of people. I done woke up at least one day. I woke up 100 people, just hugging them. I had big thanks to thug dudes. I just hugged them. I said, "You feel that?" They was like, "Yeah." I said, "That's God," because God walks with me. So my energy is different because He really walks with me, and they're not used to that. Like, but I'm protected because somebody just tried to kill one of his kids. Like, you don't do that. And then I'm begging him, "Please don't kill me. Please don't kill that dude. Don't kill him." Because but then it's like, even if I did, like, even if I was like Fatty back in the day, so say if I was a cheater back in the day, I still wouldn't be trying to kill nobody. You know what I mean? Like, that's too far. And all doing it just for greed, just because, like, hatred, jealousy, like, fuck that. Like, I'm undeserving of where I'm at and what I got. But where I got and where I'm at, I got it out the mud. Ain't no nigga give me shit. I always dated millionaires, and I dated them to enjoy life with them. I never asked them for shit. I never wanted anything from them. I don't want anything from a man but respect and a companionship. If you can't give me that, walk away, go about your life. And I'm fine with that. Because if you do it the right way and you walk away gracefully, I'm not gonna be with nobody else. I'll let you go and enjoy life and do whatever. And then when you want to come back, I don't mind that, because you're my companion. It's not, I don't feel like I'm tied to somebody here, because I know that if you know the truth, you have a kingdom spouse already. You have somebody that's in heaven that belongs to you. Hey, Nima, good to see you too. So, what I'm going to do is, I have um I have a lot of healing energy, um and I have the energy to wake up the spirit in people. Your spirit knows me. It knows who I am. But I was here way before the Bible. It's when they tried to kill me and do that shit, God let them, because God knew that it was going to wake up a dormant part of my DNA. You know that there is that DNA, they call it the ghost DNA. If you're familiar with the ghost DNA, I'm going to tell you what God told me. God said, that ain't no fucking ghost. That's God DNA. The DNA that is connected, that is that ghost DNA, are those who are direct descendants of the throne, meaning that you're related to the Creator. And remember, the Creator sent His Son, well, sent Himself, Jesus, His Son, here to die for our sins. He rose on the third day. God said that was true. He did that for us. He said, so you've been saved the day He came here, and His blood is on us. When He says that you're covered in the blood, He's saying that you're covered through the genealogy of that blood stream, which they say is ghost DNA. Ghost DNA. What the fuck is a ghost? But electricity, because that's all we are, electricity. So He said, that's why. You have eternal salvation. It's just that you're gonna stay here stuck to this gravity until you learn how to ascend. And to ascend requires you to have pure love, unconditional love. You cannot question somebody that did some heinous crime. You're not here to do that. You're not the judge. I can judge people. Tell me why? Because He gave me the right to. I didn't ask to, so but I can call judgment on people, and I have. And they deal with you right away, because people don't understand, like, the way the court systems are here. There are court systems in the spiritual realm too. There has to be some order there too, so they have a justice system there. As above, so below. You're not really even fucking here. You just think you are. All those stars in the sky, you know what they really are? Go outside and look at those stars, and then you tell me when you see them flying across, when the stars start flying. And then also, you go outside. If you go outside at night, go outside between 12 and 1, sit outside for about an hour, God will send some white doves by. White doves. And they glow. And they, I was like, what the fuck? There was some glowing dove. I was like, yo, this is not real. Like, I thought I was dead. I went through a spiritual awakening. I thought I was dead because the things I was seeing and the information. Because I mean, like, I can literally get audio of someone in my ear. Like, I'm like, yo, I think I'm going schizophrenic. I don't know. My family was scared. No, everybody was so scared to be around me because my frequency was so high. You can feel it. Like, you can feel it. Like, you get close to me. If you get close to me, you will feel it. If you're watching this video right now, you can feel it. You can sense it. When you say Holy Spirit, you know how you get the Holy Ghost or the Holy Spirit that go through you. I can control the Holy Spirit. How? They ain't fucking with me, I tell you that. Why every guy that I've ever been cool with go down with the feds? Every single best friend I had went down with the feds because they had me going in the wrong direction. But if I'm abundance, that means that I can manifest large quantities of anything, right? So it would be dangerous to have me connected to people who are doing something illegal, right? So that's odd, right? But I was like, damn, yo, all three of my best friends was fed. I was like, there's no such thing as a coincidence. The federal government has definitely been tracking me for a long fucking time. The other day, I got the video. I'm just sitting outside. I'm chilling because I'm cleaning my balcony, and I see a fucking Black Hawk helicopter. I was like, oh, the fuck is a Black Hawk helicopter flying back here? They were up in the front on the main street. That's what they was doing at first. I guess they was a little scared to come. You said, but they flew by that way, and when they flew by, I got the video. The back light flashes, like I was like, I don't know, but the churches turned me away. They were scared of my energy. But if I'm telling you that you don't need to fornicate and you need to go to God and you need to pray and you need to fast and you need to stop eating meat and you need to, do the right things in life, how is that demonic? You know, say what you scared of. But I go to the drug dealer on the street, you know what I mean? The mental health dude. I go on any regular person, do that, be hustler. I go to everybody on the street and I would say, they wasn't scared of me. They opened up to get into a spiritual enlightenment. It was just like, but the church, I felt more bad for my father that the church did that. I told this pastor lady, I was at the hospital visiting someone. I was going to heal someone, but it was like a fake scenario and scene because this is when I was first waking up into this reincarnation of this centuries old person. So even my eyes changed. My eyes got like some all burn type of shit. My eyes were brown. I had dark brown eyes. Them bitches is dark brown, but inside my dark brown around the black pupil, it's like this gray, like a brownish gray, like ancient kind of look. I was scared. I was scared of scared the shit out of my damn self looking at it. I don't even know what made me look in the mirror. I just looked and I was like, what's that in my eye? Oh my God, who that? That ain't me. Because the eyes are to the soul, right? So I know that somebody was taking over. I just didn't know would I lose my free will or my who I am. And I didn't. But I did get connected to higher realms. But I did not know that the words that you say now, the English language is all spells. The Bible is spell work. The person who made the version of second the Second Testament, that one, he he also has a witchcraft book. If you didn't know, King James has a book of witchcraft. You can find it in a library. I don't even know if they even advertise it online, but you can go to a public library and find it, the book. So why is the person who has a version of the Bible also has a book of black magic spells? So what happened is, the devil is not what people think it is. All right, first of all, it's my Uncle James. His name is James, right? And James is here to do a job. He's here working for God, and God allows him to do what he does because that's how I got where I'm at. That's why my heart is lighter than a feather, because I've seen enough darkness and evil shit to know I didn't want to be there. I don't want to treat people like that. It's just it's a free will choice. But I just don't get. I don't feel right. And that's probably because I'm an earth angel. But we're here to show people there are other ways. I hold the mirror up to you. So the guy that my ex that tried to kill me, he's going through a very he's going through a trying time right now. What do you think he's going through? What do you think God doing to him? He's having nightmares. He's not sleeping. He's not eating. Somebody's sick. Somebody about to die. Losing jobs. All kinds of shit. Babies, um, miscarrying and stuff like this. Like, you got to be careful and watch what you do to people. But I tell you ahead of time. I said, let's just meet, because I've been talking to him for over a year. I said, let's just meet, and it'd be some closure, because I've been talking for so long. I felt like I was like, I don't want to. I was like, I don't want to catch feelings for you, and things don't work out. You know what I'm saying? So let's meet, get some closure. He was like, no, 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 But then he was saying to me when we were going to date, he was like, I said, well, we're cool, so maybe well, since you want to meet, maybe we'll be together. He's like, oh, I don't know, I gotta check how your energy is. So he's like, it depends on your energy. I was like, man, I'm a vibe. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. But I didn't know he was dead ass serious. Like, there's a way to siphon people's energy based on putting them into negative polarities. When you put them in a negative polarity, they go into a more positive state and get closer to a higher frequency. Where when you're resonating at a certain frequency, you get your abundance, and you get things attract to you of that higher frequency. When you're low, you're like a sacral. That's why you find girls that just want to fuck. You find guys that just want to fuck. And most of the stuff come from inner childhood wounds, trauma, sexual abuse, all kinds of shit. Because people don't talk about what guys go through with these young women and these aunties and these women that be babysitting and shit. Be having this nice little attractive guy. He might be well endowed, but the boy's 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? And you're over there doing nasty shit to him, or you have like a male boyfriend or relative uncle or something, or older cousin that does something sexual to the boy and fuck him up, and then he don't know if he should be gay or not, even though he ain't gay, because he had an experience. He thinking that that's part of his norm. Like, you could fuck people heads up like that with that sexual abuse type of stuff. And it doesn't just happen to girls, it happens to guys. But why is this such a prominent thing in the black community? And why is the black community the ones who sweep it under the motherfucking rug? And then they wonder why we don't speak up when there's trauma or people that are doing us wrong. But how can you, when the very people that should be rearing you and protecting you, don't? So hence why this has been the generational curses that went on for a very long time. I broke many curses with my daughter. My daughter has broken many curses. And so I called casting spells. Yes, words are definitely spells. Absolutely. Absolutely, DFAT. It's a lot more stuff that I have knowledge of that nobody in the world knows. So there is going to be a lot of information that I put out, and I am very, very educated. I'm very well put together. And this is some serious shit. Because if God is saying, I need you to go out there and wake people up, I need you to use your voice, because your voice is capable of waking people up, because I gave this gift to you and you only. Everybody else can do what they do, but what you do is at a superpower level, right? So he said, get your ass out there. I don't care what you think. You know what I mean? Don't worry about what people think. Worry about what job I gave you to do, and do it, because what you're going to do is going to be proven. And once everybody realizes who I am and what I'm capable of doing, like now, if you're not sensing it and feeling it, my whole crown chakra starts vibrate. My head vibrates. So I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to go online, say whatever, and tell the truth. And whatever happens is some kind of spiritual, supernatural shit that interacts with the people that are watching the video. And some people gonna get scared, and some people won't. But God loves you so much that he came here and died for you. So you think that he won't use his children or his descendants to come down here and do his work too, right? So, yes, that's what I'm here for. And I knew I had a purpose. I always knew I had a purpose. I always knew that there was something about me. And you'll hear that from a lot of the chosen ones that come around and stuff. Now, let me tell you something about these tarot card readers, right? So tarot cards are like the spiritual radio. Like they tell us that that was like negative and shit like that. Only negative if you're doing black magic and negative shit. But the same way there's negative shit, there's good shit you can do too. God said, damn right. So now the tarot, when I go to a tarot, they start like once they start reading to my energy, they lose their fucking mind. They were like, "You're the rapture spirit." I was like, "Yeah, but it's the rapture of love. It's not what people think. The rapture is not what people think." Now there is a wrath, I- but that's above my pay grade. I know that God showed me how something was going on, and He sent somebody to hell. And so I could tell you about hell. Hell, there is a hell, but the hell is where the entities go, not His children. He's not going to put you in hell if you're His children. It doesn't matter what you did. You will stay down here until you get it right. You just keep getting reincarnated until you get it right, and stuff like that, and until you go into Christ consciousness. And if the world is vibrating high enough, then everybody else will wake up because you start feeling that tingling sensation through your body. I can do that to people from wherever they are in the world just by me standing here right now and having a conversation. That is waking up your soul. Now, if that is happening, that's telling you that you are more than just a human being and that you must be a child of God. And God is going to try to get you in heaven. So stop doing that shit. But some people be like, they don't want to wait to have sex. They go fornicate, right? They don't. But you got a kingdom spouse. You have a wife or a husband in heaven that's seeing you fucking people, and you don't realize that they're here, and the only way that they can come to you is if you resonate at a high frequency. So it requires you to have celibacy and to do all those stuff like that and follow your intuition and everything and walk in your divine purpose, and God will bring you your kingdom spouse from heaven. Y'all both link up. When y'all link up and you link up with your kingdom spouse, you get royalties because you're coming from a royal background. So this is why you see some couples that end up with these beautiful homes and they're living great lives and stuff, and everything is just handed to them on a silver platter. Yes, it's supposed to be, but it requires you to be an obedient servant to God, and you need patience too. So everybody wants this instant gratification. We know about that instant gratification, and that's the problem too. Is because you got to have patience, and you got to know that if you let it go and give it to God, eventually to happen. It might take 5 or 10 years before you meet your mate. He's saying, "So what? So what? You're not being able to be sexually active. Aren't you trying to get to me?" And God says He wants you to have an intimate relationship with Him. He's a very, very jealous God. I don't know how appropriate the relationship He wants you to have, but He wants you to have a relationship with Him intimately. Like when you wake up in the morning, He wants everything to be the glory to Him. The issue with man was like, fuck that. I don't want to be kissing this nigga. I have to get along with him. I guess I'll just stay here. You know what I mean? And they found a way to reincarnate here again. But the ones that reincarnate with the ones through the Illuminati, for example, they get to come back in these generational wealth patterns. All right. And then we got the short end of the stick. Now, everybody know about the Lionsgate. See, now, but they're not going to tell you about the Lionsgate because I know because I did it. And I did it not through me, but my higher self said. That abundance, law of attraction, or all these frequencies that everybody been operating and manipulating are no longer available to anybody unless you're a chosen. Because what they did was put the code to the DNA, the God DNA, into the portal. So you can't even access the portal unless you have that DNA strand attached to your DNA. So this is why you'll see a lot of people that are losing a lot of stuff because they no longer can manifest and fake the frequency through different methods that they were doing, like witchcraft and shit. And this is why you don't see right now anyone in the music industry, family members dying because they sacrifice these family members because they say like, oh, it's just a game anyway. Oh, they're not really dead. If we can do this, then it just shows you that you're just taking somebody out of the game and it's cheating. So God felt like they cheated so much that He was going to go ahead and let them do that and wake up that part of my soul that so that now He can manipulate this system a lot more because there was a certain restricting. There was something. but it's more to it. But anyway, now with God, anything is possible. What he was tired of was them sacrificing human beings. Remember before in the Bible, it was like incense and a goat or something. They're drowning babies in the pools. You can't be that wealthy. And there's laws like in my town, my city, my state, that if you have a swimming pool, you have to have a gate around the swimming pool. Now, you telling me you got a multi-million-dollar house and no safeguard for your children. Is that what y'all want to tell me? Or would you rather get rid of the what they call quote unquote, because this is the evil entity. The evil entity says, "Oh, I'm just getting rid of the debt weight," meaning that this guy now he no longer has to pay child support. He's no longer tied to this karmic woman who just wanted money out of him anyway. And let me tell y'all something. This shit is real. And I have artists that have been nominated for Grammys. I've been in the music industry for over 30 years. I've seen the dark side. I've been on the dark side. I've danced with the devil. Yes, I have. And I'm not ashamed of it because I carry both dark and light energies. I'm not a pure light being like the light workers. I have half dark and half light. So I have the ability to control it though. Some people do have it. It's masculine and feminine. So I have masculine and feminine energy, and I have it where I can control and tame it. And but I respect it. I respect that dark side because I've seen it. I've seen what it's worth. I mean, the only thing is like if you really know that God would say, it's okay. I love you. I forgive you. Forgive yourself. All right, and then just be a better person. And so if you're listening to this, it's because you love God. And it's because you have an idea that whatever I'm telling the truth. Or either you've been feeling tingling sensations since I got on the phone. And those sensations are my ability to manipulate energy because I am an alchemist. I also do tarot. I have oracle cards and stuff like that. So if you want a tarot reading, you know what I'm saying? But the way that I do tarot, I don't do tarot be up in nobody's business, but my own business. You know what I'm saying? I only check out what's in my energy. But when I do tarot for other people, I show them where they need to. All right, so I'll explain. I'm gonna show you because this is something different. Because I don't know, like I didn't know tarot. Like I didn't even know I could do this because it looked so complicated. I was like, oh my god, how the fuck you do this shit? Back door camera, back ultra wide, back. Let me see ultra wide. Oh no, let me see. Let me see how that works. All right. So now, all right. So I'll show you some cards. Right. So if you look at the cards, some of the cards are down, some of the cards are up. I can look at the cards, the number on the cards, and I can tell you exactly what you need to work to turn this upright. If you can get your cards in an upright position, then you know that your heart is becoming light as a feather. So I'm able to tell people how to get their heart light as a feather. Something that if I start showing people how it's done, that the other tarot card readers can start working that. And this is beyond just the spiritual awakening because once you start getting enlightened, you're going to go through a really tough, very dark period, which is called the dark night of the soul. It's all calm. People were going through a great awakening. The first couple of weeks in July, mad people was waking up around the world. At the same time, I woke up and shit. Here go Israel bombing shit. How is that God? God is love. God is not killing kids. God would never allow that shit that they wrote in the Bible to roll because that's something that you deal with from a different angle. God doesn't deal with it in the physical body because he's a spiritual being. What he does is that there's a spiritual place to deal with it. There's also here on earth a court system to deal with stuff. We don't have a right to take people's lives. We don't have a right to do that. But these tyrants think that they can keep triggering and triggering and triggering. They're trying to get you into a fear level, get you scared, start lowering the frequency again because everybody started to raise their vibrations, right? Then when they did that shit over there, it didn't work because people were too heightened. They knew that, hey, this shit don't seem right because we're all enlightening, becoming enlightening, walking in love and light, healing our inner childhood wounds, trying to become better, going through karmic lessons, dealing with shit. They over there bombing. They over there bombing again, killing people, burning people up alive. I'm listening to people burning up alive. That ain't God. God is merciful. So what is it? That ain't even where that's not even the real Israel. Where they at? It's like all this shit is like make believe and illusions. This is not even a real thing. Because we don't need to talk using our mouth. We never did talk using our mouth here like that. Nope. Because they make us think that you use a telephone to talk, but that's because collectively we decided that the telephone, we can call somebody and speak to them on the phone. But I talk to people telepathically all the time. I can talk to my twin flame telepathically. I can have sex with my twin flame telepathically. So you can have a telepathic communication with anybody, but the easiest person to get connected to is the person that is your kingdom spouse. So if you have somebody that you're with in heaven, you can talk to them here, but you'll talk to them in their from their higher self. It's also the force of time not liking us going against the status quo. So once you awaken, expect the universe to push back. Yes, the universe pushed back by putting you through the same karmic cycles you've been through. But this time around, we're a little bit more familiar. So like somebody call me and I'm having a conversation. My brother says, well, Roselle, when you talk to people, you should do this. I said, don't tell me what I need to do. I don't need you to tell me what to do. Oh, well, you're talking too fast. Well, maybe you're learning too slow. I said, I'll try to be considerate of things. I said, but stop projecting on me and stop judging me and stuff like that. And I have to, so we tend to get defensive and try to be reactive of what someone is saying versus calling them out for what they're doing. I told them that if I'm doing tarot and you said that, well, the Bible said, I said, you're judging me. How is that God? Because you're getting mad because I have an argument about why the tarot is good. Because I can educate people. I can educate people on where they are on the frequency scale. Now I help them get enlightened. Because there's people that are low vibrational, but it's people that got entities. The people that got entities, I gotta dig a little deeper. So if you got somebody that I talked to already and they say, oh, I'm already practicing abstinence, or I've been celibate for a year already, I'm meditating, you know, um, I I eat, I fast and I don't eat meat. You're already on your way. So you could do it on your own. It is easier for me to help somebody because I can just send them the healing energy and automatically the energy that I sent to anybody today, if you got some negative shit, you're gonna go through a dark night of the soul or your world's gonna come down on you. Don't be scared. Embrace it because a lot of us don't go like to go through change. We stay with the same person for 20 years that doesn't serve us. God said, I guess you're coming back here again because you can't come to heaven. You can't come to heaven because you stayed with somebody 20 years that treated you like shit. You're not coming to heaven because you can't bring that shit to heaven because you can't think like that in heaven because that wouldn't fly in heaven. If it doesn't serve you, leave. Doesn't matter who it is. In the Bible, it said, I'm going to turn mothers against the mother. I'm going to turn daughters against their mother-in-laws. He meant that shit. And that's what's happening now because you got religion versus spiritual. And you got these spiritual people. They the reason why we all scared of God now. We scared. We think, I thought that I did something, I was going to go to hell. And I figured that that was going to happen. There is a purgatory state, which is a psychosis. That's mental health. So purgatory is mental health. That's hell. Hell is mental. It's because you're here on hell. You're in hell. You're not in heaven. Where else you going to be if you're not in heaven? If you're not in heaven, where you going to be? You're either in heaven or you're in hell. This is not heaven. If you see me and hear me, you are in heaven. When I hang up, you're going to go back to where you were, but you're going to notice the difference. That's what I'm for. People are terrified of me. Well, there was at first. They were really scared because I'm resonating at a God frequency. If you didn't know that there was a God frequency, there's something called Christ consciousness. I don't have Christ consciousness. I have a divine attachment to me. So he has spoken through me. I was going to pray for somebody because I wanted to heal them, right? So I'm in my kitchen. My floors are ceramic tile. So I'm in the kitchen and I'm like, I'm all gung ho, like, I'm going to pray for this person. So I'm like standing here, but like, sometimes I got puppy pads in here. So sometimes the dogs be on the puppy pads. I was like, I don't want to go on the floor. So I was like, oh, well, let me go in my room, carpet, and I can pray or whatever, get on my knees. God said, I went to move like this. God said, do not move. You can get on your knees. I got rid of There was nothing I could fucking do but get on my knees. So let me explain to you. You got free will because he gave it to you. You got free will because he'll let you have it, but you don't have to have it because he can take it from you any fucking time you want to. And I found that out. I fucked around and found out. I was like, oh shit. Wasn't too bad down here on the floor. That concrete, that buffalo hard as hell. But I was like, this ain't too bad. You say, like, I wasn't scared, but I was just like, didn't nobody tell me that. I didn't know that God was with you all the time. So I'm going to show you God. Okay? Now, nobody knows because nobody ever said this. Be prepared to meet your maker. You ready? All you got to do is close your eyes. Close your eyes and look in the top right-hand corner. You're going to see like a light, and it's like a black and white eyeball. It's the eye of Ra. It sits in the corner, right-hand corner, upper part of your eye. That's God. Now, why didn't they tell you? And it's okay to tell somebody else and show somebody else because I had to. Other people I showed them and told them, but God said he wanted me to put this on social media because he likes this form of information to get out stuff. But so I was like, so God was there all that time, like all this shit we doing. He says that he experienced. You're fucking or sucking nigga dick. God is doing that. You're using him to do it. He experienced it with us. So whatever pleasures or pains we experience or whatever activities or inactivities, he experiences all through us. He lives vicariously through us. I think that if they would have told us this shit, that close your eye, look at the right hand corner, God is right there. And it's like, that's how I fucking ball. That's what I'm like, That's that shit that I see the I ride. That's what it looks like. And if you practice it more, you'll see it more. If you don't see it, it's probably because you're resonating too low. Then you need to check yourself and figure out why you. And I'm pretty sure you can. You probably just don't know that yet. Are you scared? But it ain't going nowhere. God been there since you came here. You're him in another form. We're all him because we came from one place. There are realms in heaven, and in these realms in heaven there are different kingdoms. These kingdoms have different royalties, and even though they sit lower than heaven, the issue was that they're not they're, that there's an issue or the tension because of the superiority of the three families in the kingdom of heaven. So if you know about, I'm from the family that I'm from is the Seraphins. I've met other earth angels that, and I know where they come from, because there's three different places, three different families in the kingdom, and it just the seraphim sits on the throne. That's God, the creator of all. He sits on the throne. Now, all you have to do is ask God to come in your life and to help you and to guide you and get you to all the things you want. He says everything that you want and you desire, like everything you dream of, he said, I can give you more than the things that you can even dream of. Like you can't even dream of the shit that he do, but it requires a level of obedience. He's not going to bless you. And then the people who are going the other way, it's going to be short-lived because now the abundance portal has changed. And now you're going to see a lot of people. And Joe Button mentioned that like over a month ago. I don't know if you remember Joe Button saying like, yo, all these rappers and all these singers and all these people that ain't touring, they're broke. They're broke because if it's not taxes and if it's not expenses or overhead or debt or past, you know, the money is gone. Look at what just happened with the music industry. Over 50 people, almost 100 people have been fired from Universal Music Group. Almost 100 people already. And it's more layoffs. They never talked about when the banks went down that day and the airplanes went down and the stock market was crashing and all that shit. And that happened when I woke up because they tried to kill one of God's kids and God was pissed. And he just showed them exactly how pissed he is, because how the fuck a global system go down and it's not running under a global system? Think about it. Okay. So God was trying to let them know then to sit the fuck down and stop. And what did Israel do? Throwing bombs. Like, then saying, yeah, we're defending ourselves against Yemen. But y'all over there blowing up the bombs that we pay for. Biden gives them bombs without Congress permission. And they got on Trump, but Trump went through the right portals to do it, the right channels to do it, what he did in Afghanistan. Mind you, Biden didn't answer to nobody. He gave tens of billions of dollars to to the devil for war and to funnel money. It's basically like a money laundering type of thing. Then he leaves office in a couple of months. But what about the hundreds of thousands of people that were misplaced? Over 2 million people. Look what's going on in Congo with the cobalt mines. They're blowing up. They're making people work for nothing. They just want for pieces that go on the phone. All right, drop StreamYard. Okay, I can't do that. All right, let me get this. Learning wants to come up. Let's just StreamYard link. So I'm going to send it to you. Yes. All right, so I'm going to let you be able to. Um, how do I? Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat. And if anybody else want to come up, just let me know. But I'm always open to hearing a lot more. And sorry, learners, I didn't see your comment before that. But let me. I gotta go like this. I gotta put it on my YouTube. All right, there's the StreamYard link. Pull it up. Just don't do anything crazy. And I'm open to hear all insight that you have, learnings, because I definitely am true to this, but I'm new to this. So let me know when I can see when you come in. If anybody wants to come up, the StreamYard link is down here. Anybody want to talk about their spiritual awakening? If anybody want to talk about wanting to, because I went through about three spiritual awakenings, but nothing that hit me the way that this last one did. I thought I was fucking losing my mind. I thought I was dead. I thought I was dead, or I was losing my mind. I was like, but it's deeper than, it's bigger than the government. It's bigger than the government, what I'm about to do. I promise you. It's jaw dropping. All right, so learnings. I put this StreamYard link down there. You should be able to see it. So if you want to come up, please use the link below. And I was looking for this cup. I'm gonna find it. Let me sit down. So wait. So DFAT, you can come up too. So if you want to come up, that's fine. That'd be nice. It's I don't know how many people can come up, but it'd be really good to have a few people come up here and talk. Because DFAT, I remember, I know that you went through a spiritual awakening. I watched some of the stuff on your YouTube channel, and you was talking just like the same way I was, and everybody is. Like when you wake up, you realize like they got you praying and praying in church, and you're praying to a cross. And God said to me, "Does that cross breathe?" I said, "No." He said, "Can that cross give you enlightenment or guidance?" I said, "No." He said, "Then it means it's dead. If it's dead, then how can it breathe life into you?" He said that cross does not represent him. He said the blood does. Because the blood lives on through generations of us who carry that DNA and not just happen to be a descendant. Like, it's so much more that I can't wait to share, that I know. But there is some, okay, so everybody knows about the hidden knowledge. All right, so there is some hidden knowledge. And then you have the chosen ones who carry some hidden knowledge. But there is additional information that nobody carries, that I do carry. Hence why I'm so guarded. I don't go anywhere and I'm not followed. I'm followed in the air and I'm followed by cars. How the fuck you explain that shit? And then I gotta act like I don't see shit. I be calling them Agent Smiths. I be like, yo, the Agent Smith. But when I was going through. Even the devil helped me. The devil went to speak to God, and he said, "I love her," because he knows I love him. You can love the devil. You can love the devil. You just can't operate in that low frequency. You have to. You don't. You're not supposed to be there. I love him because I would not have found God and have such a close bond if it wasn't for the devil. Because the devil did a lot to me. A lot. And I was like, how the fuck am I always loving the devil? Loving the devil. I'm not saying like loving the devil, the pure entity itself. I'm talking about men or family members that you love or you trust and they betray you or they lie to you or they disrespect you or they say some fucked up shit to you. And you just be like, yo, I've been so nice to this person. Like, why is somebody treat me like this? Because that's their job. Because we're in. So the World War III is not a obvious. It's not what people think. It's not a world war. It's a spiritual world war. So if your back was hurting, I don't know whoever like if you have back pains, and especially in July, if you got like a lot of leg cramps and stuff, like a lot of cramps, like I was getting like a lot of cramps, like vinegar helps. Like my mom told me about spiritual warfare and how vinegar was what helped for the cramps and stuff like that. Because and then you have to transmute that energy and turn it into something else and send it back. So black magic spells, I was sending back times 10 because I was pissed. But then I decided to just transmute it, turn it to positive energy and send it back in love and light because I'm not here to match that type of energy. I'm here to bring nothing but pure love and light. So like send it back as love and light. And then when I went to the tarot was like, oh, he knows that you sent him love and light. And then he says like, it made him feel worse that he tried to kill me. And the girl you tried to kill, and you're still sending spell work because he was still doing spell work. And he would do stuff like at midnight, he would just like constantly say my name. And then he would like look at pictures of me and masturbate and shit like that. Things like that keep you attached to people's energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that sometimes like when it takes a few months before you can move on, or you move on after some one of the other ones have moved on, and that energy severs through that their interaction with someone else, and then you can move on. But he knew that I wouldn't sleep with nobody else, but I didn't want him attached to my energy because if he let go of my energy, God would be able to send someone else. But God is a forgiving God, so God's gonna say, "Oh yeah, okay, he tried to kill you, but you gotta forgive him because I forgave you for killing that baby, right? Okay, so okay, now you want to come up there with me, right? You want me to love you, right? Okay, so you understand what I'm saying? Okay, fine, right? Then he's like, I'm going to give this person time. I gave you time, right? I want this person gets time. But when you go through a spiritual awakening, you don't go back down. You're going to keep going up and up and up and up. But you can get stuck in the sacral a lot. Men get stuck there easier because they're physical beings, and this is the reason why we ended up down here in hell in the first place, because of men and their ego and their pride and their and them wanting to be in control and have power. And that's the narcissist. The narcissist is why we're in the shit we're in. And it does not help anymore because when you're vibrating that low, you also have other entities that come from different realms. All right. So there's realms that exist out in different universes, right? These entities can only enter you when you're in a negative frequency. So those are the incubuses and the succubuses and stuff. Because I had broken my man for a week. I already know that he was cheating on me. I met up with him. We linked up. We had sex. That's when he tried to take, do the destiny swap and shit. And he was trying to poison me. When I went home, like a couple days later, I was just extremely horny. And I don't get horny because I ain't had sex in years. Like, I don't operate like that. Like, I have to, like, mentally care about you to want to be sexually active. But like the type of feeling was like if I would have sex, it would not be enough. I could fuck all day. And I remember him saying like, "Oh, he could fuck all day," and I told him that that wasn't normal. So I went with, let's Google that shit. And I told him, "You got an incubus." I said, "You gave me a succubus." What? But he was doing was, if I masturbate, he would be able to cipher the energy off of me. That's what they were thinking. I was like, fuck that. I ain't touching myself. I bathed myself pretty well, and I was taking spiritual baths and stuff. But one thing I wouldn't do is have any kind of orgasm or sexual activity. I'm not going to sleep with nobody else anyway. But I told him right away that I know you have an incubus. This is why you drink and fuck and do everything you're doing and stick it in any hole. I said, but you put that shit on me. And I know what it is because I don't get horny. I haven't gotten horny in a decade. I don't get horny. I'm just not that type of person. So, because my feelings are attached. It was 4 days. I was like, I want to fuck so bad. Like, I could have fucked that day. Probably. That's how bad it was. And I just knew what it was because that's not normal for me. That's right there for me personally. That was it. I said, oh no. I said, yo, I'm an earth angel. You can't be fucking with all these different energies and these low vibrational bitches and coming and fucking me. That ain't happening. No. Now, if he was fucking with another earth angel, I mean, it was, yeah, but I'm saying that I wouldn't be able to say anything because they're resonated at a high frequency. Because you know that in the Bible, there was people in the Bible that got favored and they had plenty of wives and concubines and stuff like that. So God does allow you to have as many women as long as they vibrate in the right way. And you're doing the work for him because I think it was Saul who had, wives and concubines. It's different people in the Bible. All right, so I don't know what happened to learnings. I did send I did send him the me totally his story. They put the lies in our face. Yes. Trying to do something. So I'm just listening to you in the car in my ear. And yes, my awakening this last time was yes. um and I gotta fly. I'm trying to get I can't I'm about to, why would it die? Because I got a screen on my back and it's not screening. I hate fly. I just hate. I don't like flying shit. My I can't take it. That shit threw me off. My bad. Yeah. This last one was the Dark Night of the Soul. I mean, like I lost my man of 25 years. I cried for 6 months straight. You know what I mean? And you're talking to somebody who's been clairvoyant my whole life. I talk to the dead. I do that for a living. But but it had nothing to do with that, and everything to do with like I'm stuck here. Right? And people that I love gone. And I didn't like that feeling. So that was more or less that I had to stay here and I couldn't leave the game and I can't cheat. You know what I mean? Because it's not how you do it. So cheating, like you can't just go jump off a building and off yourself. And they're going to be like, yo, what the fuck you do that for? So when I meditate and I leave my body, I can see, I go and see myself. And I have conversations with myself and stuff. When I come back here, when I wake up, I'm like recharged, like, yo, what did I do? Like, I'm already like, I get a pep talk. But I would go back and I would meditate and I would go there, and it's just like it's a lot going on. So they would like stop. This is like when I first was doing it, and like you would see like the different machine elves and the different fractals and stuff. I can see everything, and they stopped moving. I was like, I can see you. You know what I'm saying? They stop. Like he's like, oh, maybe if we stop, she don't see us. And they're very sarcastic because like, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to. No, I'm not trying to be nosy and stuff like that. Well, if you're not trying to be nosy, but you're here, so you know what I mean. That's how they are. These entities that are in these realms, but these are the positive entities. But I can see the dark ones and stuff like that. Sometimes I just like I'll just wake up, like open my eyes, and I'm like, I don't want to go there. But sometimes the human eye can't see the entities for what they really look like. So to us, in a human form, or the way our brain processes it, we might see something extremely grotesque. I seen something that was crazy looking. It looked like an alligator, but it looked like the alligator, the one on the Beetlejuice, that thing on Beetlejuice. Something I don't know. It looked weird. Um, so, but when I saw it, it was like to the right, to the back. I can see it. It gave me motherly. It didn't give me like venomous, evil monster. It just looked fucking weird as hell. But I just knew that in sense that this was a motherly source of mine, and that's all I knew. So the awakenings that are happening now are different because they're not only just more intense, but we're getting more insight because we're getting downloads all the time. Mental is his story they put. Oh, and then it's like the lies, not willing, but not like if you knew that God was a loving and forgiving God, and that He will always forgive you, and you can't do no wrong, and you're not going to go to hell. The only thing that's going to go to hell is those incubus, those succubuses, those entities that they call from the other realms. So when we elevate because of our frequency, the entities that exist in us will go lower, and there is a realm underneath that they'll go to for 1,000 years. That's what he mentioned in the Bible. He can put those entities down here for 1,000 years, and it's just a time that they've been wreaking havoc. So it's like an eye for an eye. so that those entities will go to the lower realm, which is like a it's a hell. It's a definite hell. It's like a learn your lesson because you're an entity. You know what I mean? And the entities don't do anything, only here to just do the worst. You know what I mean? These are the ones that are, doing stuff to children and elderlies and creating wars and all that stuff like that and causing all the confusion and the illusions and stuff. They inhabit these bodies of people for many reasons. Some, Muslim soul. Those entities, God is going to. This is why it's important for us to have these spiritual awakenings, and because people don't realize, like, just jealousy and any anger is not God. So if you get mad or you got resentment towards anybody for any reason, it's a demon. I said, what? I can't hate nobody. You can't hate nobody no matter what the fuck they did, or you're not going to heaven, because God is pure love and God is forgiveness. So it cannot go. So, and some people just don't care because they're so caught up in this human experience and not realizing that you're trapping the angel that is the actual person, you're the soul. So now that one's got to wait until your body dies to get the fuck up out of there and hope that they can figure out how to gain control better. So it's important to have a spiritual awakening, because the problem that we have when we don't have the spiritual awakening is because we don't have access to our system where the crown chakra is, connects us to the higher realm. When you're connected to the higher realm, like I am, you can talk to your higher self. Your higher self can control you. They can give you all the information you need to succeed, and you don't have to do much. It'll say, do this, do that. You get the signs and synchronicities and stuff like that. Look them up. Look up an angel number when you see it on the clock and stuff like that. Look them up. See what they mean. What are they trying to tell you? You're always on a spiritual journey. You're not here to just find a relationship, fall in love, and work for the man. We're not supposed to be working for nobody. We're supposed to have servants. No, we're not supposed to work. If you're a child of God, there are other entities here. There are souls that are here, or that are earthbound souls. They are supposed to be working, not us. If you are a child of God, a chosen one, or a direct descendant. So, the generational wealth is about to transfer hands. They talk about this one world government, but it's going to be a lot more complex than what they're saying, because you there's only one God. I don't care how many religions they got. But if you guys remember, right, because Christ consciousness leads to the divine connection, right? And the chosen ones have it. And when you have someone that is directly connected to the upper realm, meaning that God can enter to their body and utilize their body anytime he feels like it, right? That's why when that black guy walked up, the Pope kissed his feet, because he knew that God was inhabiting that man's body. There is a white guy that I seen on the internet, and he said he was God. He said, I'm God. Now, this is the problem. God can do whatever he wants, and he can use whoever he chooses to use. Doesn't matter the color. It doesn't matter anything. If somebody says that they're God, how can we question one way or the other whether it's him in a flesh form or not, if we're all him anyway? And if he's the Almighty, the Alpha Omega, he could do whatever he want to do, because he's a creator. So, and if he's doing something good, like healing people and bringing people closer to Christ, and I'm not here to say, "Oh, that's blasphemy." I'm not, because I'm not here to judge him. He's doing whatever he was ordained to do, and God is going to use everybody he possibly can. He's going to occupy your body, because this body is not yours anyway. It's his. He said this is his temple. He said, you're in the body of Christ. That's what he told me. He told me that you're in the body of Christ. I said, oh, I thought this was my body. He said, I experience everything you do. He said, I know you better than anybody else. You don't even have to tell me what you want. I already know. It's just that everything's not handed to you on a silver platter. there are probabilities, and you know, like any other computerized matrix or whatever, there's a system. I knew that we were in a matrix. The first time I knew was I did shrooms. When I did shrooms, I looked at my phone and all I saw was ones and zeros. I was blinking like, why I see ones and why my phone got ones and zeros and lines and shit? Where's this green? All I saw was code. We're all antennas who are having an experience and sending the data to the creator. Yep. And when they did what they did to me, it allowed him to say, fuck this system. I get to alternate and do whatever, because now he said the gloves are off. And since these entities came here from other realms, they fucked the game up and they made it worse. And they got a foot ahead and they just run amok. Hence why he now has to come back here, do a mass spiritual awakening and everything. And we're not where we were before. We're on Earth too. Everybody knows something happened in July. We elevated the entities that were resonating low enough. He sucked them down already. Now you don't have an option but to elevate. So you might find a lot of what's going on recently is either you're just fucked up or you're getting out of a fucked up state. It's just that simple in going into the high vibrational. So I'm finding like a lot of people, like one of my boys had posted like, yo, I ain't even been having like sex. Like some people are just waking up like and realizing that you're not supposed to operate down here. You're supposed to use your brain. And anybody you should sleep with, you're supposed to use your heart. But this entity knew how to put you down there. But once you go into a spiritual awakening and you go to like where we're at, God automatically gives you like this baseline pleasure that you get, so you don't get sexually frustrated, so you don't want to touch yourself really per se, but you're not thirsty to go out there and sleep with nobody. It's just this sexual kind of sensation that you get when you're an earth angel or when you're resonating at a high frequency, especially a God frequency, because when you're in spirit, you're a ball of energy. The ball of energy, if I had to explain to you how it felt to be a spirit, I can explain it to you. So when you're a spirit, you're pure bliss, love, just pure love. It's overwhelming, orgasmic feeling, pure pleasure, pure bliss. You're in that state in a constant because you're the part of the creator, because the creator is organized control. The subsidiaries of it, which is the little sparks that we are just the purest, best part of him. And then he takes the best part of him and he puts it in the worst place, in the worst case scenarios. And he knew that some of us, like me, I didn't have to go to church. I don't go to church to know that God was real. I didn't need to go to church to be obedient to him or to walk in my purpose either. That was where God said, see, it don't really matter because the demons in the church. All them demons in the church. The motherfuckers and one in there judging you every time you go to the church, you're always feeling like insecure because you feel like that Bible verse is about you, or you know what I mean? It's like very, very judgmental and pointed. And then God said the churches make $75 billion a year. He said, where his money at? Why, if you make $75 billion a year, there's poverty? Why isn't there mass communities throughout the United States or any other country that has? Why did you go to New York? There's like a church that take up like 10 city blocks, but it's a homeless man sleeping outside of it. And that homeless man that's sleeping outside the church is probably an angel from the angelic realm. A lot of the homeless people that you see come from the angelic realm. They got it the worst. So when you see a homeless person, send them love because their mission and lesson is just as great. Because remember, there was some shit that happened with them, and some of them rebelled. Okay, so they quite it worse. These be the ones that come here and they just can't get it right. That's dope. I had a one sincere dream like 2 years ago. Literally a download, and all I could see was codes when I wake up. Like 2 hours. An amazing feeling seeing the matrix. Okay, so I do mushrooms a lot. So I did mushrooms one time, and I was laying down, and all I saw was I was getting a download, and it was all like Mayan, Aztec hieroglyphics. How the fuck? I ain't never really looked at no hieroglyphics like that. And I was seeing all these different hieroglyphic that was going into wherever. And I knew I was getting a download. And the download I was getting was the information for healing. So I knew then, I was like, oh, it's healing me. And it did, because I had an issue with my breast. So when I had to go back, I had to go to get I was never, my mammograms was never normal. I had to go every 6 months to get a mammogram. I didn't like it because of the radiation as it was. But I had scar tissue from surgery. It's been there for years. When I hit that God frequency, I went and got the mammogram. They said, there's nothing there. Nothing there. How do you explain it? There's no coincidences. Because when you're resonating at the frequency I'm resonating at, I sleep maybe like this whole month. For a whole month, I probably sleep like anywhere from 2 to 5 hours. That's it. I don't need to sleep much because I don't eat much. The more you eat, the more you sleep. So if you're sleeping 8 hours, it's because of whatever you're eating. So I don't eat that much. I drink and I take a lot of like vitamins and stuff like that, supplements. But I don't get hungry. I haven't got hungry in many years. But somebody's like, "What you talking about? You don't get hungry?" I was like, I don't get hungry because I'm always doing stuff to suppress my appetite. Like I got some grapes, so I'll eat some grapes. I'll drink some water. I'll drink some cranberry juice. I will eat a salad. You know what I'm saying? I'll eat some carrots. You know what I mean? I'll eat all day. I'll take some supplements or whatever. But I just don't have a desire to eat. And then one day I put bacon in my salad. I was sick. I ain't feel good. I ain't felt good. I felt so. And God said, like, you know, you can eat whatever. He don't care about you eating no pork, but like, don't eat in front of somebody who it thinks is a disrespectful thing because like religion, they don't. You know what I mean? Because to them, that's their belief system, and they, it's about loving and respecting them. So you want to love and respect somebody that doesn't. So you don't want to, do certain things. But he said that all food is good. He said make sure you pray over it first and just give him thanks. And gratitude matters to reach higher frequencies. So it's good to, like, if you're walking around the house, just be like, you know what? Thank you, God, for this the air fryer. Thank you, God, for this table. Thank you, God, for this house. Just be very grateful for everything that you have, because as quick as you got it, He could take it from you. And you know that's a fact. Meditation. On YouTube. There's many guided meditations to go to meet your guardian angels, or to meet your spirit guides, or to meet your loved ones. So you just have to start meditating and stop eating so much meat. Stay away from red meat. Stay away from pork, and you'll be fine. So God is in the top right hand corner of your eye, and you see Him. The other thing is, I'm about to show you how you see your ancestors and how you see the angels. All right. And these are things that, maybe I'm probably a little bit more keen, because I can see the angelic realm. Okay, so you know them things that they called them floaters. Remember the things in the eye? There's things in your eyes, they call them floaters. Those are not in your eye. They're not floaters. They lied. That's angel. That's your angels. Your angels are always with you. So like, if you're outside, look at this. Every time I go outside, look, I don't know if you can see it. As soon as I come outside, a bird. Usually it's three of them, but there's always this one. All right, so now if I know that I can see the angels outside easier than I can in the house. You know what I mean? But in my room, I was tripping balls, because I'm always tripping. So 'cause when I trip, I can see more. But in my room one night, I gave my family reunion. I seen like I was like, I said, angels, could you hug me? And when they hug you, you feel that like this sensation that goes through your body and stuff. And I was just like, wait a minute, like my angels here, my ancestors here, my guys is here. And then like I started focusing on the air around, not the solid objects that are the illusions. I was like, yo, my room was so fucking packed. Like it was stacked up to the ceiling with just like entities. like my ancestors, because they guard my house because of what happened and because of my divine purpose. Like I have a job to do. Like I'm about to do something on a global scale. Like so, I'm just glad I get this humble moment to share this shit with y'all before I end up where I'm at. But you know what I mean. All right, so let me show you how you see your ancestors. All right, so when you go outside, all right, I'm gonna flip the camera around too, because it'll be easier to explain with the camera view being the way. All right, so I'm telling y'all, I'm giving out everything I'm supposed to. Okay, so if you, let me put this down. All right, so if you're outside, you're looking to the air. Don't look at the clouds. Look into the air before the clouds. Everything that's in the air before the clouds, you're going to see nothing but a whole bunch of squiggly lines. Those are that. It's hundreds of thousands of angels flying around you. All right. Now, the archangels are the floaters you think that are in your eye, but why are you seeing the floaters with your eyes open? Those are not a floater. You'll see that if you keep your eyes standing still and straight ahead, that thing they call a floater is going to float by, right? But then in the top left hand corner is the three angels that protect you. They're in your top left hand corner of your eye, and you can see them. They're dots. They're like black, little tiny black dots. And it's easy for me to see them out here. So if I look to the left, I can see an angel over here. I can see the wings and everything, right? And so if you go outside, like there's one right here, but you can't see it. I can see it, right? Now, if you go outside and you look into the air and don't look at the clouds and just look into the air, you're gonna see mad like sparkly shits. Those are your ancestors. They're always around you. You got a squad of people with you, and they look like maybe like glittery a little like that. And they lied to us, and they tried to make us think that we were here by ourselves and that nobody loved us. And if you knew how many people loved you and that's riding for you and that's got your back and that's always around you, guiding you, trying to get you the fuck up out of this bitch. And here we are, stuck here thinking like, oh, I gotta go to work tomorrow. Oh, I gotta go ahead. I'm about to go ahead and watch this TV. Oh, let me scroll on this internet. Fuck this shit. Go outside. Put your feet on the ground. Hug a tree. I don't care, but get outside. That's a dragonfly right there. And I said that it was like ironic when I say a dragonfly, I get like really soup because I told my mom like, if you come by, come as a dragonfly. So that's the second time I seen one. Also, if I'm out here and I'm out here long enough, birds fly around me. You see these little birds right here now? All of a sudden, the birds start flying around me. And everywhere I go, there's a cloud that always follow me. So I always have these dark clouds where I live. The dark clouds are always here, except at night. If it's clear at night, you can see the ships. They are lower. So I'm gonna explain to you what I know about these ships, because you can go online on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, you'll see them. They're like balls. They like when you get zoom in, it look like a ball or whatever. But I was here and I was looking across at the trees and I seen one that was lit up. That bitch started coming right directly towards me, but I wasn't scared. Anybody else, you would have ran in the house. And I was just like, oh shit, they coming this way. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm soup. Because for some reason, when I think about them coming down, I get this exciting feeling like I can't wait. And I said, oh wait, I'm on the ship. And it was like, yeah. What do you mean? Like, so now I'm more confused. So my higher self is on a ship that they're telling us that these ships are stars, but those are your higher self in these stars, and the stars are angels. They're not stars. And I said, well, if you're not a star and you're an angel, why don't they call you angel? And they ain't like that. They ain't like that. They like to be called a star. So I said, okay, just star. All right. So um and then I didn't realize that, like, my archangels, I have three animals, and you have three archangels. So I was like, wait a minute. So you be coming in the bathroom when I be in the bathroom and shit. So now I know that they can embody anything. So when you go somewhere, if you notice you see three people on a bicycle, right? Or you walk by and you see three people across the street walking. What do you think that is? Um, I was resonating so high, and my frequency was so high. The bird came too close to me. That bitch started clicking. Look at this bird right here. Look at that bird. I don't know if you can see that bitch. But the bird started clicking and going in a circle. I said, "Oh, that bitch going to He must have got a little bit too close to me." And I couldn't get my camera out because I had my sunroof open. I was more scared that he would fall into my sunroof. Hold on, see now. I told you the birds start coming around because I'm outside. Yep. So you'll notice this when you go through your spiritual awakening, that when you wake up and stuff like that, I don't know what it is about the birds and all this stuff, but they fly. Okay, so I was here and I looked this way. I got the video and everything. I stole photos of it. There was a bird that flew this way. The bird was painted blue with red, and the wings had a white star on each wing. I was like, what? It reminded me of like, oh my, like some shit you make up. I forgot. It's a show on Amazon with the the superstars. I mean like if your superheroes was corrupt. I forgot the name of that show, but that's what it reminded me of. Like that was not a real bird. It had a white star on the wing. I have photos of it. I'll try to post them on my community page, and I have the video. So if anybody can enhance that video and zoom in on it, please do, because you're going to see a government, the birth. Okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna show you something else. All right, you see that right there? That's a water tower, right? And I still won't drink this water. I'm gonna show you some shit because I was in my living room. Now, I was home. I'm always home. I'm always home alone, right? So I'm in the crib and I'm like doing like some winding dance and shit. I was winding, but I had this door open. So I had this door. Move. I had this door open. I got stuff I gotta take outside. So I'm gonna show you. So I'm standing here and I'm winding and shit. And something was like, wait a minute. I look, and right there on top of the thing, it was a bird just sitting there staring at me. I was like, yo, what? This bird is just sitting there staring. Well, not staring. I'm saying the bird was just sitting there. And I was like, yo, as above, so below. So, as above, so below. What is going on here? There's something going on in in heaven at the same time, or in the astral realm. So what are you doing? You're not really here. You're definitely not here because we're using an avatar to be able to operate in this realm. And we use this human anatomy, and this is how we're able to use our celestial portion of us into these entities. But the low vibrational shit and all these illusions made it hard for us to connect, or even for you to hear your true self, which is some just fell down. Um, I could also see, like, I was here. I can see like angels falling down, like falling. Oh shit! Now you better see this. I want to flip the camera. I should have kept this camera flipped around. Um, yeah, I'm gonna keep the camera this way so you can see some shit. All right, so I could see like them falling down this way. Angels, they were like dark looking, and they were falling, but not seeing them with like they're not. I can see them. I can see shit that I shouldn't be seeing, but I can see into the other realm. So I'm gonna tell you about these ships. These ships have been here for at least around the time of the pandemic, at least. So for like the last 5 years, I know that these ships been here. They blink green and they blink red, and they have a white bright light on them. Okay, they fly lower than an airplane or high up in the sky where the stars are. They fly in a circle around my house. During the daytime, they said that they can cloak. This is water up there, and they said that they can cloak. They cloak in the water, all right, and they can cloak in the clouds. At night, they don't. So I don't know. But I think that a lot of it is because they don't want to cause a mass hysteria. But they really want to come down here so bad, and it's something to do with me that got them wanting to come down here faster. So I noticed that they were kind of low. So I said, y'all not in this realm, but whatever, however that they operate, that they're going around the way they have to, that's how they do it to enter into this realm because we're in different realms. Um, so they have to spiral down or something. I don't know how it is or how it works or whatever, but I don't know. They spiral down. But every time I see them shits, they're getting lower and lower. So I said, oh, well, if I estimate where they were before, 4 or 5 years ago, to where they're at now, you would say that for them to enter into this atmosphere would be like about a year from now. They said, yes, less than a year, they will be landing. So what happens is the ones that are down or lower will come down. The other ones are going to drop down from the sky. Those are going to be angels. And there's a picture of that I seen, and the picture that I saw um, was depiction of what I see now. So it was like you got these entities here, and the angels are here, and they're fighting them, but you can't see them. But they're fighting them because they were able to. So you try to go down, they're going to come out because you're resonating high. So once you resonate high, that entity leaves your body. What's going to happen, right? Some angels are here to take care of that. Look, there's 3 birds right there. They're in threes. Like it's can't make this shit up. But that's what you're seeing. Like a lot of the stuff that's going on that we can't see because if we did see it, we wouldn't handle life. We'd be too caught up. I experienced that and then jumped into the realm and was on the ship, as you said. The first time I astral projected, I was just flying through the cosmos. I thought that was cool. Something in my that came from the right side, right here in my right ear, says, "Do you want to see where you're from?" I said, "Yes." Instantly, I was at a dock. I was at a dock, and I got to think about water. I don't like water. I can't swim. I always had this fear of drowning. But that's another thing because the fear of drowning has something to do with my reincarnated soul from thousands of years ago. But I understand that now. I also can close my eyes and I can see all the different reincarnations of people that I were. So if I close my eyes, I can see a lot of more shit with my eyes closed than I should. I mean, I be seeing cartoon shit. I be seeing a whole bunch of shit. But I I know that meditation is important because that's how you connect to your higher self. Your higher self is going to tell you exactly what you need to hear because you have a purpose. And your purpose is greater than what you think because we didn't come down here to play if we're trying to get back to heaven. It requires us to teach people how to give unconditional love. If we were resonating at a high frequency, people wouldn't be killing each other. See the 3 birds right there? There's 3 birds right there. 1, 2, 3. Like, you wouldn't be killing each other because your frequency is the rate at the frequency you're at. There's no negative entity. You have a divine connection, so there wouldn't be none of that shit going on. But they do this fear tactic and fear mongering and war shit that gets you low vibrational, scared, fear, anxiety, stressed out, to bring you down because they feel like if they get us lower frequency, they'll keep control. And God said, not today and not tomorrow. You can scare the life out of everybody out this bitch. You're not going to be able to make them resonate lower because God said, no, everybody's got to go higher. So you're going to stay where you're at. But what he's going to do is you're going to learn a lesson. You're going to learn a valuable lesson. So fuck around if you want to and do some shit you ain't supposed to. You're going to end up with AIDS. You're going to end up with sexually transmitted demon or disease or something like that. God is going to punish people when they do stuff, especially when you know what you're doing is wrong and there's always a better way to do stuff. So we just got to remember that we're not here to be to make the world a worse place. So love your neighbor. And when I went to the when somebody said, "Do you want to see where you're from?" and I got to a dock. Come on, Lee. Come on. I saw a spaceship come out the water, and that was that aha moment for me. I was like, "Oh, I, I knew it. I knew I was an alien. I was like, I knew I was an alien. I was like, and I seen the spaceship, and it was like a circle one come out of the the water. It blew my mind. I was like, I remember I was doing about to do an astral projection, and some white man was in the corner in the right. I could see him looking down on me. I was like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you? I can see you, bro. Why are you here? I'm not going anywhere because it's a national security risk. Because we can leave our bodies, that means that we can. I went to them. I mean, I know what's on the other side of the moon. I know a lot of shit. They don't want you to know what's on the other side of the moon. They don't want nobody to know what's on that moon. But I tell you this, the moon ain't what they got to worry about. They got to worry about that sun. Because the sun that exists out here is not that same sun that they had, that fake sun that they had out here during the eclipse. They tried to change it to the eclipse. If you go to my Facebook page, I have the whole timeline when everything changed. It said, let there be light. It was like Genesis. The same thing that happened with Genesis. The second coming already happened. Let there be light. It was cloudy, completely cloudy. Nobody, everything was cloudy. I said, oh, my father said that he cloaked the sky to change out the light. And now you see where you can go outside, you can stare at the sun. If you stare at the sun and go in the house, why is everybody's face disappeared? Now when you look at the sun and you go in the house, nobody has a face. Or you see the real face, the real Anunnakis. So if you're Anunnaki, you're going to look black, purple. Because, I'm saying. But people don't have faces if you look at the sun and you come in the house. Also, the sun also is a way to charge. So if you are a chosen one and you like vacuuming a lot, or you always like a handheld electronic kind of machine or something, or a barber, that's how we've been charging ourselves up because we couldn't use the sun. Now we can use the sun. We don't blister. And they told us that we go blind if we look at the sun. But name one person that you know is blind because they looked at the sun. I'll wait. There's a coating or some stuff on your eye from the things that you eat. You look in the sun, it'll get that stuff off your eyes so you can see the shit that I see in the sky. Like you'll see your angels, you'll see your ancestors, you'll see shit going on. And it looks like, when you're barbecuing and like you have that heat wave that goes up. It's something like the heat wave, but it's not because they're little small particles. But the air is not what people think, because why didn't they tell you what the air is when air is actually really God? God gives and God takes. You're breathing in air, and that air that you're breathing in is not H2O, it is God. That's why we always take a last breath. We always take that last, when you die, you take that last breath before you leave your body. And everybody who has died, now watch die, I felt them hug me because I could feel a sensation. When my mom died, her last breath, after that, I felt the feeling I get when when I read dead people and I give the message to their loved one, their angel hugs me and I can feel it, the Holy Spirit. But when my mom died, it was very intense. Like, I, I was at peace. I know, like, she good. We stuck here. You know what I mean? Like, why I got, and then when my niece died, because I can hear dead people, my niece was killed by a drunk driver, and it was like the worst days of my life. And I woke up that morning and I was walking through my house. I heard my niece laughing, but sometimes they don't realize that I'm clairvoyant or that I can hear them. So I'm walking through the house and I'm just like, why are you laughing? Everything got quiet. And I think they like, oh shit, she can hear, right? And then one day I was in here in the kitchen and I was dancing. And somebody said, get it. And it sounded like they were really, like, you'd have thought somebody was like right here at my window and looking at my window saying, get it. I heard them like they were standing next to me. So now that I woke and I talked to them, I said, yo, somebody needs to fix that shit. I said, because because we're supposed to be playing this game. If you give up if you do that, it's kind of cheating. And then they can say, well, oh, you cheated. So that person's not as this way because you gave them help and all this like that. They can have things that they can say that, well, they knew that you existed, so they knew that this was fake, and I operate in this world like it's fake. Anywhere I go, I know that is a script. It's something that was written. Like even my ex-boyfriend had called me, and I knew that this was some bullshit. He gonna call me and tell me that his mom in the hospital, she got the same thing that was wrong with my mom. And my dumb ass, I'm going to go over there and wake her up. When I got to the hospital, the reception lady had this thin necklace on. I said, oh, I like that necklace, little necklace. She says, oh, this little thing or whatever. I got this little aquamarine little pendant. It was like a little tiny thing. I said, yo, you're from one of the water realms. Yo, she got a tear coming down her eye, like to get out. I knew who she was. I said, I know who you are. She's like, I have been wanting somebody, you know what I mean? She was going through something. And, but, you know, mind you, I'm going to wake you up if I hug you. She was about to a tear was about to come out her eye. Because she was just realized, like, who I am and where I am at in heaven. Even with me being here and being so brainwashed, I still knew who she was. I said, can I come around the counter and give you a hug? I went around the counter and I gave her a hug. Woke her right the fuck up. I only move in divine timing, so I don't go anywhere. I don't leave home unless God tells me to, and that's when I leave. I left, and I could tell you many different stories. I'm gonna leave some for another time because I want to get back on later. So I want to get all this garbage out and get everything situated, and I'll be back on later on tonight. But I'm gonna give you one story. I go to the Family Dollar, don't need anything, but I go in there and I'm just roaming through the store. There's a young black man, and I go there all the time, but this young black man is a new guy that works there because I go there a lot. And like, you know, I see him holding his head or something. I walked up to him and I said, listen, I know that you're worried about some things, but I just want to let you know that you don't have to worry about stuff. I said, because you're worried about money, but you got to be happy you got a job. So at least you know that you might not get paid yet, but you know that you will have money coming. I said, but you just got to stop worrying about things. And whatever I told him, he's like, yo, I needed to hear that. Like, I tell people whatever they need to hear. You know what I mean? Because I can talk to their spirit. Then I said, can I come around and give you a hug? I gave him a hug, woke him up. I went to the Dunkin' Donuts in another town. I seen it was two black dudes with dreads, but the white guy with the blue eyes was the one who served me. When he walked up to me, I said, yo, you're black sheep in your family. I said, you're from the angelic realm. Because a lot of white people that are with the basketball players, and when they say, oh, he was a white girl, but his life is the best, those be the white, those are from an angelic realm. They are more or less, those are divine connections because God is not going to put him with someone that is going to ruin his potential to create generational wealth. It doesn't matter who it is, because you know, a lot of us minority women are broken, and this is why we need to be fixed. So then we can have our inheritance and our abundance, because it doesn't come through a man. It comes by way of us standing our bat and realizing that you don't need a man because all you need is God. Like, sex is not for what people are using it for, and that's just what it is. And if you want to debate with that, then you can stay your ass in hell, because he said it's gonna get hot down here. But I went to I was at the Rite Aid. I went to the Walgreens. I went to shopping, and then I said, "Oh, I want to go by the Walgreens." So I was with my son-in-law. He took me, and I went in. It was a gay guy behind me, and we was talking about hair because I like this hair. I had said to him, I was like, yo, you know, I read people really good and stuff. And I was like, yo, you know, you've been through some shit. You know what I mean? And I was talking to him and I told him that God loves him regardless of his sexuality. And just because you are homosexual, don't mean that you're homosexual and you can be a fucked up person because you think that you're going to go to hell. I said, because that's not true. I said, because God is forever forgiving and loving. He knew who you was before you came here. He loves you and you're perfect the way you are. He's like, oh my God, I needed to hear that. He follows me on Instagram now. But I told him that you are not to be judged by no fucking body. And they judged you and they ridiculed you and they demonized you and they treated you like shit. I don't know this man, but I know that happened to him. And he looked fine. He looked great. You'd think that he was just like living in his truth. You know what I mean? So you wouldn't have known what I was able to sense and feel. But I told him what he needed to do to release. Because when I hugged him, I said, do you feel it? He said, no. I said, that's because you've been on demon time too much. Look at that fucking bird. I don't know if you see that shit. The birds, see? If I stay out here long enough, the birds. And these ain't the birds we've seen before. If you notice that we got different birds, there's some big ass birds out here. But anyway, so then like I went somewhere and I bumped into a lady. Her name was Sarah. Her husband name was Israel. He was sick. She just pulled up in a spot in front of me, and I was on divine timing. And a guy pulls up on a bicycle, and he was a retired cop, and he was an alcoholic from Jersey City. He said he was a retired cop. Mind you, I was with a retired cop. She's got a police shield in her window, and she's driving a Lexus, which is the brand of cars that me and my husband always drove for decades. So it was like coincidental that she's got the gold shield that we used to have a gold shield before we got it on our license plate. But most of the time, most of our his career, we had the gold shields. Um, and she happened to park in front of me, and I was like, "Oh, I like it." She was driving my favorite car, the RX. She had the RX 350, and that shit, the big boy. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't really want this car because it drives heavy. I was gonna take it back, but I'd have lost like 10 grand, so I just kept it." She was an 87-year-old lady. Her kids were in law enforcement. All right. So she's talking about her children working in law enforcement. One worked in like Cliffwood and all this stuff. She got like three or four of them that was in law enforcement, and some of them they married, work all in the legal department, whatever. She's just talking to me. The guy at the bicycle roll up. He's blah, blah, whatever. He just rides off. She's continuing talking to me. She tells me that her husband's sick. I said, oh, I said, that's why we're here. I said, I'm on divine timing. So if I'm here and you're here, I'm meeting you here, it's because I'm supposed to give you a hug so you can send that healing energy back to your man. Mind you, she's a Jewish child from the Holocaust. She's a Jewish baby. All right? Pay attention. Because how the fuck did she know I was there? All right? That's one thing. Well, I'm going to tell you why. So she tells me her husband's sick. He's older. And so I said, I'm supposed to give you a hug so you can take that healing energy back to your husband. She told me that her husband's name was Israel and that her name was Sarah, which was the female name of Israel. She said that she don't practice the Jewish religion like that, even though she was going to the synagogue faithfully every Wednesday. She said because I believe in more spirituality, like I believe in something different. But I respect the religion itself per se, but I know better. Basically, is what she's saying. I gave her a hug. When I gave this old lady a hug, I don't know, this old ass white lady, you think we come from two different worlds. But love will bring you all together, right? Because she loved her husband that much. And she know that if she did not find me, that he probably wouldn't have made it. So I gave her a hug. When I gave her a hug, she goes, "Oh my God, my heart's fluttering. It feels like I just got hugged by an angel." I said, "Ma'am, you did. I'm an earth angel. You know what I mean? You did get hugged by an angel." I said, "Now take that energy back to your husband and give him a hug, whatever." And I told her that I can continue to pray for him to heal him from wherever I go. That's when I was talking about when I ended up getting on my knees because I was trying to pray for somebody healing. That was who I was praying for, was the lady husband Israel. And mind you, these are Jewish people. Ain't they the chosen ones, they said? Why does she need me to heal her if she's chosen? Right? That was a Jewish lady from the Holocaust who grew up, who been to Israel plenty of times, goes to the synagogue, but under the belief system of the Jewish community being chosen, then you should be a healer. Then why did you need? And how the fuck did she know that where I was? Explain that to me. Because she got back after I gave her a hug and she said that. She said, I am about to go. I'm about to get in my car and I'm about to go to my husband right now and give him a hug. That's what she said. Lady just pulled up here to get a hug from me, an earth angel. How did she even know I was going to be there? Do you know that, okay, my ex that passed away, that was retired, he was a retired Neptune police sergeant, supervisor, and detective, sergeant. He would say sergeant, detective, supervisor of the major crimes division, and that's the homicide and sexual assault and shit. He did that shit for 25 years. 5 months into retirement, he was a wreck, calling me 30 times a day, crying, begging me to come back to be over there with him. And my biggest fear was like, this nigga gonna die next to me, and I don't want that to happen because I don't know what's gonna happen because I've been with him for more than half my life. So I was over there and I made him a salad. Of course, I love my salad. So I made him a salad. He ate his salad. And I'm trying to like serve him and do everything for him, serve him. And then like I'm eating my salad and he like snapped at me like, "Oh my God, you're chewing is annoying me." But like, yo, I ain't been back with you that long and you're being a dickhead because I'm chewing. He had PTSD real bad. He had issues. He was bad, bad, bad drinker. Like I told him I won't come over there because I don't want him waking me up in the mornings because he would wake me up just staring at me, just standing over me, staring at me. And he kept a loaded 38 revolver in the house. Got pictures of all that shit. I always was worried because his best friend killed his wife right in front of the cops and everything. So this man, he was very, very abusive too, controlling. So I'm downstairs washing dishes and everything. He goes upstairs. He passes out. I go upstairs. When I get upstairs in the bedroom, something said, "Look at your phone." I looked at my phone. My phone said 11:11. I turned around. I booked. I seen 11:11. I was out. I ain't even locked the fucking door. I was like, I'm out of here. I left. I ain't know if he was gonna kill me or something, but I knew he was trying to kill himself. I knew that for a fact, and I didn't know what to do but leave. 2 days later, he was dead. 2 days later, at 51 years old, he was waking up in the middle of the night, rocking with his head. But that's because of what you did to me. he knew he's a 33rd degree Mason too. So whenever we would go out, he would have these markings on him, like on his shirts and stuff. And people would say, "Your light is shining bright." And then like women would say, "Can I touch him?" You know what I mean? Because of whatever illumination that he had, they wanted to touch him, which is part of what they do is to get you into Christ consciousness through the sacral and through the anus. There's a part between there when you're celibate that they go through. But the way that the music industry go is through the back door. Because you can go through the back door, but that's not the front door. All right. And when you go through the back door, who's taking you in that way? Now I don't know the way the 33rd go into that state of being, but he's always been, he came from money and success and wealth and power. He's one of the most powerful people in New Jersey. My Facebook page is Rosie White. And on that page, because I have a couple pages, my Rosie White page says Roselle White, Rosela White. So you should be able to find it like that. And there's a picture of my mom, my daughter, and me for the profile picture. So that's how you know which page, because I have two pages. I have three. Regular corny page, I have a business page, and then I have my page with all my family and friends on it. But I'm on Instagram, dr_ Roselle _ White _ PhD. It's best to find me on Instagram. I'm more active. I can see my messages and do all that. I don't like Facebook. I just don't. But so go outside, pay attention to what you don't see or what you think you can't see. Meditate. Stop eating as much, and just drink some water for a couple of days. And some fasting really helps you get there. Okay, so when you fast, this is what happens. When I fast, I'm low, like my energy is still high, but I'm just like, I'm like at a charging plate, like a place of opening up for charging. Then when I eat, after I fasted for like 3 days, and then I eat, automatically shoot up in my frequency because food is energy then, so I'm using it to as a conductor of energy, not for eat. I don't eat to eat food anymore because I didn't know that the body does not need solids. But they ain't gonna tell you that because they want you to feel like you're starving, and they want you to go to the store and they want you to buy all that stuff that is just making you sick. Sick, sick, sick. So understand that God really loves you, and he's going to forgive you no matter how shitty of a person that you are, no matter how heinous of a crime that you ever committed, because because it's not fucking real. The human life is not as serious as people make it seem. But it's not your real family either. You have a soul tribe. Your soul tribe, and if you're on this today, you're probably part of my soul tribe. So I would suggest you finding me on Instagram so we can all link, because ain't nobody here if you're not a soul tribe. Your soul tribe is your real true family in heaven or in the astral realms. Your family that you're here with, that you came here with and had children or your parents and stuff, are people within the community or in those realms that you interact with, and you say, hey, listen, neighbor, would you come and be my husband? You know, I think that we can make it through the game easier, because and that's what you do. You try to figure out you devise a way to win the game. And the thing is that nobody really gets an opportunity to ascend while still here until recently. So if you ever see them things flying in the sky and they're like flames, you see, like, I have videos of this. I got so much shit. I don't even, because I didn't want to like put it shit out there and then having all kinds of like um, news cameras and shit like that, because I was told that by my higher self, that if I did put some of these photos out because of how great they are, then I wouldn't have this privacy that I have right now, like on my balcony. And I don't want that. I don't want that type of attention around me, because I don't want to take away from what I'm trying to do with getting people closer to God. So I do know that if you see them little flames in the sky and they flying, those are phoenixes. Phoenixes. Those are people who have ascended in their human state. They ascend, and then that means that they leave their body, they fly to heaven, and someone else takes over. Don't ask me why, but that happens to some of us, where I like the person who I am now is not the same person that was in me before, but I'm still the same baseline person for the human form. But you ever, like, have this epiphany. They call it epiphany. So, you have an epiphany and you're like, oh, wow, this is what's going on now. And but what you get is a download of information. So you wouldn't know that it wasn't you that was controlling it before. You just know that you're going in a different direction and you have different thought patterns. Like, I don't even like purple no more. I don't even like to eat hot dogs, or I don't like to do things. It's because most of the time your ancestors are in control. Like when you're driving and you don't realize you're driving, that's your ancestors. When you have taste for certain foods and are doing certain things, like, oh, I want to go to bingo, which you're not your old auntie that go to bingo, but you want to go to bingo because your auntie want to go to bingo, and that's your ancestor, and they live vicariously through us. But God is planted right up here, and He has the bird's eye view of everything that's going on. Be mindful of that. So I got a lot more. I'm gonna get off because my phone is dying. I'm gonna charge my phone. I'm gonna be on later on tonight, like around 11, 12 o'clock tonight, to vibe out with you guys. And I got some music. And what I want to do is I want to share the some of the images that I have. So give me a few minutes. I'm about to post some stuff on my community page so you can check out. I got videos of my body vibrating when they tried to do a soul swap. I got pictures of the ships flying around. I'll post the video of the ships flying around. And some of the flame things and stuff like that, those are so far back because I've seen so much shit in the sky. So I'm going to post everything right now, so go check it out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to my channel. I love you guys. I appreciate it. Remember, if you're here and you're watching it, you're looking at it, you're in heaven. Another thing is that if you're here and you voted out with us all this time, you're definitely part of a tribe. But your family is not really your family. Probably your uncle, your cousin, or somebody like that. But these are not our real family members. It's why most of them we just don't connect with, and we go about our way. That don't resonate for everybody. If you want a reading, if you want to try to get yourself into an elevated state, I do the readings for the low because I don't want people to not be able to afford to become better people. So the prices in comparison to other people are very inexpensive, but I work with you over time to make sure that you get into a better state and teach people how to not give a fuck. Because basically, you just gotta not give a fuck. You just can't care about certain things. And there's certain things that's going on in the world that we don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about like war and all that shit like that because God's not gonna have that. But just stay and enjoy the rest of the evening. Yeah, I got so much cleaning to do. My grandson will be here at 9 o'clock, so I just want to try to get all the garbage out to the curb and stuff because I'm getting rid of a lot of things. And once I get my house finished, I'll be able to pull the tripod back and sit and show you guys my beautiful plants. And my tree got the gangsta lean over here, because I have a lot of, my earth sign. I'm a Virgo. So, I love earth. I love outside. I don't like clothes. I'm not a clothes wearer. But I'm pure light and love. And I really, 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 really appreciate you guys more than I could express. But trust me when I tell you that what I'm telling you guys is real shit. But this ain't real. And we're stuck here. And I hope that everybody wake up and realize, get out your feelings. They just holding you here.